My name is Rafael, you're watching Rock and Roll Garage, and today we're going to talk about 7 bands that the late legendary Eddie Van Halen liked. First, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comment below, tell me what you think, if you like any of these bands or not, okay? And let's talk about that. Well, the first one we're going to start with AC/DC. AC/DC was one of his favorite bands of all time. He discovered the band when he was a teenager, and the interesting thing is that AC/DC was actually formed 1 year after Van Halen. Van Halen was formed in 1972 and AC/DC was born in 1973. But obviously AC/DC had the chance to record their first albums much before Van Halen had the chance to get a record deal. And Eddie just loved them. He was a good friend of especially Malcolm Young, the late AC/DC rhythm guitarist Malcolm Young. And he even said when he released in his statement when Malcolm passed away at the age of 64, victim of dementia. He was struggling with dementia. And he said that in his opinion, Malcolm was the heart and soul of the band. The heart of soul and of AC/DC was actually Malcolm Young, but he was also a good friend of the other guys in the band, and he used to go and see them whenever he could live. And he, not only Malcolm, but also Angus Young recalled many times that one of Eddie's favorite AC/DC albums was Power Age, released in 1978. And every time he would be there watching AC/DC, or he would meet the guys or see them backstage, he was always asked them if they would play Down Payment Blues, which is a track from Power Age. And he curiously listed in an interview with Billboard a few years before he passed away some of his favorite guitar riffs of all time, and Down Payment Blues is one of the guitar riffs he listed as one of his favorites of all time. So he really loved AC/DC, and he was one of his favorite bands. And we move to the second one. The second one is Black Sabbath. And Black Sabbath is one of the first big bands that, famous bands that Van Halen had the chance to open for when they were starting, when they had just released their groundbreaking self-titled album in the late 70s. And they toured with Black Sabbath, and when they were still together, the original formation still had Ozzy Osbourne on vocals, and it just blew everybody away. Black Sabbath, Van Halen, Tony Iommi was really surprised by seeing what Eddie Van Halen was doing, and they were big fans of Black Sabbath before that. When Van Halen was still part of the bar circuit, they were still playing in bars. They still didn't have a record deal, and they still didn't have many original songs. They used to do a lot of covers, and they used to cover a lot of Black Sabbath songs. And Eddie himself used to sing the songs. He used to be the vocalist when they were playing a lot of Black Sabbath songs. So that's a really interesting thing as well. And originally, we already did a video about this. You can go right here and watch, or down here later, that originally they thought about calling the band Rat Salad, calling Van Halen Rat Salad originally, because Rat Salad is the title of an instrumental track from Paranoid, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's an instrumental track and it's a beautiful track. If you haven't heard, you should check it out. And they thought about calling the band Rat Salad because of Black Sabbath. And Eddie and Tony Iommi remained friends over the decades, and Beck, whenever Black Sabbath was in town, he used to go and see them. He went to see them on their reunion tour uh, on the past decade, and he even had the chance to help the band to write a song which was called Evil Eye, which was co-written by him. If you go to the sleeve notes, there is Van Halen credit as one of the writers of that song, and that song appeared on Cross Purposes, the 1994 album, which had Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Tony Martin. Tony Martin was the Black Sabbath vocalist at that time. So Black Sabbath is another band. And the next one I want to tell you is, we're gonna list is Peter Gabriel. Surprisingly, I don't think that it's an artist that many people would believe that Van Halen liked, but he loved. And not only him said that already, but his son, Wolfgang Van Halen, already recalled that he has some fond memories of his father introducing him the music of Peter Gabriel, especially the album Soul, released in 1986. And that album had Red Rain, Sledgehammer, In Your Eyes. I mean, 3 incredible songs already, and many other great ones. And he loved that album. And there's an interesting thing that Wolfgang recalled in an interview with Classic Rock 2022. He said that he would never forget Eddie coming up to him one night with huge headphones and going saying, "Wolf." He used to call him Wolf because his name was Wolfgang. And he said, "Wolf, put these on. And he put the headphones and cranked the song Red Rain. And Wolfgang said that soundscape of the song is incredible, and that everybody should listen to at least once. And he said that it's really hard to listen to that song now that his father sadly passed away. And he loved that album. He really loved Peter Gabriel, and he loved that album. He loved especially Red Rain. And let's move to the next one. I want to speed this up. The next one is Cream. He was a big fan of Eric Clapton. He already said many times that probably one of the guitarists who influenced him the most was Eric Clapton, but he didn't like very much what Eric Clapton did after Cream. He liked what he did with John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, and also with Cream. This is what he told Rolling Stone magazine in 2011. He said that actually after Cream, I dug back a little bit to the Blues Breakers stuff, but my favorite stuff was when he was in Cream, which was only a 3 years. It wasn't a long run, but what I really liked was their live stuff, like Wheels of Fire and Goodbye, those albums. And he said that he liked that because you could really hear them playing live. It was 3 guys playing live. And back in the 80s, he even told Guitar World magazine that he knew every note that Eric Clapton had played in his life. And he also said that the Cream's version for Crossroads was one of the best live recorded songs of all time. So Cream is another one. And we move to the next one, which is Deep Purple, a band he also liked. And there's a really interesting video here on YouTube you can look for. That is Eddie playing with the guitar, just fooling around. And he plays a few Deep Purple guitar riffs, and it's incredible. Just look for Eddie Van Halen Deep Purple, you're going to see that. And in the interview he gave to Billboard magazine a few years ago, he listed some of his favorite guitar riffs of all time. And one of the riffs he listed was Burn, which was the title track of the first album Deep Purple released with David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes, which was the album after Ian Gillan and Roger Glover left the band. So that's one of his favorite Deep Purple songs. And he also praised over the years Rich Blackmore, and he said that he liked Blackmore because of the vibrato he used, the vibrato bar he used on Deep Purple in Rock, that album released in 1970, which marked marked Deep Purple as a hard rock band, the start of Deep Purple as a hard rock band, at least in the early 70s. Then, you know, they changed a lot during their careers. And the final one, not the final one, but we're almost there. Number 6 is Jeff Beck. He really liked Jeff Beck, and one of his favorite Jeff Beck albums were Bo Bly Blow, released in 1975. He said that it was one of his favorites, and that album has famous tracks like "Cause We've Ended as Lovers" and "She's a Woman." In an interview with Rolling Stone in 2011, he said that he didn't get into Jeff Beck until he heard Blow by Blow in 1975. He said that just the instrumental part of it that he loved, and he also liked the 1976 album Wired. He said that there's interesting stuff there, and he said that Jeff Beck was definitely a standalone. And there's an interesting thing that he said in the same interview, that he didn't know, nobody could know exactly what Jeff Beck would invent in the first album, or what kind of path he would choose for his career next, you know. And he said that there's an interesting thing that happened in the 80s when he and his brother Alex were in France, and they knew that Jeff Beck was playing in town one night, and they went to see him and expecting to hear all those incredible stuff he recorded in the past decades, but he was playing some sort of rockabilly thing, and they were just, you know, they were like, what the hell is going on? They couldn't believe what they were seeing. It was Jeff Beck doing a totally different thing. So he admired Jeff Beck too. He liked his music. And the final band we're going to talk about that Eddie also liked was The Who. And he listed The Who in an interview with Guitar Tricks Insider back in 2016. He listed the album Live at Leeds, released in 1970, which is probably the most famous live album The Who released, if I'm not mistaken. He listed as one of his favorites of all time. And in the interview he gave to Rolling Stone in 2011, he said that Pete Townshend, the Who's guitarist and main songwriter, Pete Townshend was a huge influence as a rhythm guitarist, and because of the power and intensity he used to play, and the simplicity as well. And he gave as an example the song My Generation, the main riff, and even the later stuff released in Who's Next. And he said that it was all very power chord based. And there's a very cool video here on YouTube you can look for as well, which somebody recorded at Eddie's home studio 5150 at the time when Sammy Hagar was Van Halen's vocalist, where you can see them and hear them playing Won't Get Fooled Again. I mean, it's a really cool video. You should check it out, definitely. And these are the 7 bands that Eddie Van Halen really liked. And I hope you liked the video. If you want to read more and read everything that Eddie said about each one of these bands, you can go to the description and read the article we wrote about this video. And that's it. I hope you liked. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comment below, and visit Rock and Roll Garage. Okay? See you later. Thank you for watching.